my yarny friends, I'm Sara Sach, and welcome back to my crochet channel. I do want to tell you I do have a little bit of a cold, so my voice might be just a little bit lower, but don't worry about it. We're still going to have a fun Friday fun day. So what I have here is a face cloth. It measures about 9 by 9 inches, and we called it the Sweetheart Face Cloth. It's a great gift. You can give it to your sweetheart if you want to, but it's also a great gift for, say, a baby shower or someone who is going off to college and you want to get them some soaps and things, and you can make a couple of these. Now, you don't have to make them in these colors. As a matter of fact, the one I'm going to do today is going to be in lavenders and pinks and white, and we're going to use 3 different yarns, but we'll talk more about that later. Now, like I said, it measures about 9 by 9 inches, so it is a smaller washcloth. It's great for babies and your face. All right, so this is our Sweetheart Face Cloth, and I'm going to show you how to make it today. Now, you can find that complete pattern with pictures on my blog, and as always, I'll put that blog link down in the notes underneath this video. And just remember, hearts aren't just for Valentine's Day. They're great all year long. What you're going to need to make our Sweetheart Face Cloth is, of course, some yarn. We're using cotton yarns only. This are Peaches and Cream. This is just a lavender. It's a little bit deeper lavender. This is a variegated. These are yarns that I already had on hand. And I'm going to be using this white sparkle as well. And it has a little bit of a sparkle in it. This is the I Love This Cotton. And then we have Peaches and Cream. You can mix and match your cotton yarns as long as they're the same 100% cotton yarns. Now, if you want to mix with some of the cottons that are not 100% cotton, you can do that, but just remember, if it has acrylic in it, it's not going to wash up the same. All right, and when we get to the end of the video, I'm going to explain to you a little bit how to keep your colors from fading and how to wash your cotton items. All right, so we're going to need approximately a total of 3 ounces of yarn. On this one, I did 2 colors. On the demo, I'm going to show you how to do 3 colors. And you can do as many colors as you want to. Just get in your yarn stash and see what cottons you have. It doesn't have to be Valentine's Day colors. Wouldn't this be great for gifts for your bridesmaids? Give them a face cloth and some lotion maybe? Anyway, we're going to stitch with our H hook, which is a 5.0 millimeter crochet hook. You need a needle for weaving in ends and a pair of scissors. We're going to be starting with this section down here, and I'm going to be using this lavender where I have this white, and then I'm going to use this sparkle white for the hearts. We'll be starting down here, working our way up, and then we'll do this section up here, and then we'll add the trim. All right, we're going to begin with our slip knot, and we're going to chain 24 chains. Now, I suggest you do these chains just a little bit loose because you don't want the bottom of your washcloth to be puckered up. You want it to lay nice and flat. And most of the time when you start a project that you have to chain, I really recommend that you make your chains just a little bit loose. If you struggle with that, you can always go up a hook size just for the chain portion and then come back and switch to your H hook or your 5 millimeter. All right? So we're going to loosely chain 24 chains. I have loosely chained 24 chains. We're going to begin in the second chain from the hook. We don't count this loop. There's 1, and we'll go in that next chain, and we'll stitch a single crochet, and then we'll stitch a single crochet in each of those chains, working all the way across. So we're stitching 1 single crochet in each of those chains, stitching all the way across. And again, we started in the second chain from our hook. We began in the second chain from the hook, and we stitched a single crochet in each of our chains. So we have 23 single crochets. We're going to chain one and turn our work. And now we're just going to go right in that first stitch because our chain one does not count as a stitch. And we're just going to stitch a single crochet in each of those single crochets across. Now, for this little washcloth, you're going to have 23 stitches on each row for the body of the washcloth. So we're stitching one single crochet in each of our single crochets across. I have stitched a single crochet in each single crochet across, so we have 23 single crochets. We're going to chain one and turn. And again, the chain one does not count as a stitch, it's just a turning chain. Now, we're going to begin working on the hearts on this row. So I've got my white yarn here all ready to go. So what we're going to do is we're going to stitch a single crochet in the first 5 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and when we get to our 5th one, we're going to go in and pull up our loop, but now we're going to bring in our white. And the reason that we do it this way, that way we have a nice crisp stitch on our 5th, okay? And we're just going to stitch one single crochet with the white. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to go in, we're going around the purple as well, and we're pulling that up, and now we're going to finish that with our purple. All right, and we can snug that down. And now what we're going to do is stitch a single crochet in the next, let me look at my notes here, the next 5 stitches. All right, so we're going to stitch over that white yarn. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then on the 5th one, we'll do the same thing that we did here. So we'll go in, pull up our loop, then we'll grab our white yarn and finish that single crochet. Then we'll single crochet with the white yarn, but finish it with the purple. And this is important to do it this way because then you get nice, crisp single crochets. If you were to finish the 5th one with the purple and then do the purple one or the white one, you'd end up with loops that overlap each other. Okay? All right, so let's do this again. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's our 5th one. We're going to bring in our white, snug everything down. Finish with our purple. And now we're going to drop our yarn, that is the white yarn or our color 2. And we're just going to stitch one single crochet in those last 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then we'll go ahead and chain 1. All right, so this is how it looks at row 3. We have 5 in our color 1 and then 1 in our color 2. And then we just repeated that across, and then we ended with 5 single crochets. We still have 23. We just did 3 of them in our color 2. All right, let's do row 4. We've chained 1. We're going to turn our work. And one thing that does happen when we're carrying our yarn is that your yarn might get twisted. And so what I do after every row is I just untwist my yarn. It makes it a lot easier and keeps me from getting frustrated. All right. Now, We're going to be working on the back side of our work. You'll know the front from the back because this is where our tail of yarn is. This is important because you need to always make sure that you finish on the back side with your yarn on the back. Okay? All right, let's do row 4. So we're going to single crochet with our color 1 in the first 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to go in our 4th. We're going to bring our yarn to the back. We're going to grab our color 2 and we're going to move it this way. Now we need to stitch in that 4th stitch with the white, and we're going to stitch 3 stitches. So there's 1, 2, and then in the next 3. Now we don't finish the white, we bring back in our purple or our color 1. Alright, so now we're going to stitch in the next 3 with the purple, and we're stitching over that white yarn at this point. 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to bring the white back in. We'll bring our purple this way. And we're going to stitch the next 3 stitches in white. 1, 2, 3. We're going to bring our purple back in, bring our white back up, and we'll stitch the next 3 purples, or the next 3 stitches in our color 1 or purple. 1, 2, 3, change to our white, snug it down, and 3 white ones. 1, 2, 3. We're going to bring our white to the back. We'll finish with our color 1 or purple, and we'll stitch 1 single crochet in those last 4 stitches. There we go. And chain 1. Now this is the back of our work. So when you turn it over, this is what you see. So we have 1 on this row of our white and then 3, and we're starting to form those hearts. And through this section that we're doing the tapestry work of our hearts, we're not going to cut off our colors. Now you could, but that would be an awful lot of weaving in. Now we're ready for row 5. So what we're going to do is we're going to stitch 1 single crochet in our color 1 in the first 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3. We'll grab our white, finish that off, and then we'll stitch 1 single crochet in the next 5. So 1, oops, 2, and we're stitching over that color 1, 3, 4, 5. We're going to finish with our color 1, and we're just going to stitch 1 single crochet and switch back to our color 2. Alright, so now we're going to stitch 1 single crochet in our color 2 for 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bring in our color 2 or our color 1 because we were using color 2. We'll stitch 1 stitch, finish it with color 2, and then 5 single crochets. 1, 2, 3. Oops, got a little bit of that purple. Got to get that. Sometimes cotton can be a little splitty, so we got to watch out for that. All right, there's 4 and 5. We'll go back to our color 1. We'll just drop our color 2, and then we'll stitch 1 single crochet in these last 3. 1, 2, and 3. And chain 1. All right, so now we had 1, then we had 3, now we have 5. So now what you're going to do is you're going to repeat row 5 for 2 more rows. We're going to do 2 more rows exactly like this. 3 singles, 5 singles, 1, 5 singles, 1, 5 singles, and 3. And we're going to do that for 2 more rows. I have repeated row 5 for 2 more rows. And now on this next row, we're going to make the little heart bumps. All right, so we've chained 1. We're going to turn our work. We're going to single crochet in the first 4 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, we're going to bring our yarn to the back and we're going to switch to our white and we'll single crochet in the next stitch. Only we'll finish with the purple. And this part is a little bit harder because we're going every other color. All right, so now we're going to purple it and then finish with the color 2 and then do the next one in the white or the color 2 and finish in the purple. All right. And now we're going to stitch 1 single crochet in the next 3. So 1, 2, and 3. And I want you to look to see how that looks. So by only doing 1 stitch and then 1 in purple and 1, it sort of forms those bumps of our heart. All right. All right. So we stitched 3, but on our last one, we need to finish it in the white. All right. So then we'll do 1 in white, finish in the purple, do 1 in purple, finish in the white, 1 in purple, 1 in white, finish in the purple, and then 1 single crochet in our purple for 3 stitches. And remember, on this third one, we need to finish with our color 2 or white. All right, and then we'll do that again. This is the hardest row on this washcloth. So if you get this, the rest of it's a piece of cake. All right, so now we're going to bring the white to the back. And there's 1, 2, 3, and 4, and chain 1. All right, and so now you can see those heart bumps. Let's turn it over to the front and see how it forms those little heart bumps. So now we're going to cut off our white yarn. We're finished with it for right now. And we're going to do 2 rows of single crochet in our color 1. All right, so we'll just go right in that first stitch and we'll stitch 1 single crochet in each of the single crochets across. And then we'll repeat that so that we have 2 solid rows of color 1. Now again, you can do these in any colors that you would like. I just really like it when I can do some different colors that aren't the typical red and white. But of course, you could do the typical red and white for Valentine's Day. All right, so we're going to stitch 1 single crochet in each of our stitches across, chain 1 and turn, and repeat for 2 rows of solid in our color 1. So this is how it should look at row 10. We did those 2 rows of solid single crochets, and it really helps those hearts pop out. Now, take a good look at it. You can decide which side is the front and which is the back. It's totally up to you. If you don't like the way it looks on one side, just pull your ends through to the other side. It's just up to you which side that you like best. All right, now we're going to cut our purple yarn, which is our color 1, and we're going to bring in this variegated. And I'm going to use this variegated for the body portion of my washcloth. All right, so I'm going to bring in my color 3. And again, you can use whatever colors that you want. We're going to chain 1. And I like to do that little stay stitch. It's not a knot, it's just, it loops them together so they stay put. Then I can weave them in later. All right, so we're going to turn our work. And now we're going to stitch in the back loops only. And we're going to be stitching half double crochets. So you have 2 loops right here. This row of loops is your front loops, and this row of loops back here are your back loops. So yarn over, go in that first back loop and stitch a half double crochet. So yarn over, go in that back loop, pull up a loop, yarn over, and go through all 3 loops. 1 half double crochet, working in the back loops only. And again, you're going to have 23 stitches through the body of our washcloth. I guess I should say facecloth, because this is made more for a face. It's not a large washcloth. All right, now when you look at it, you'll know you're doing it right if you see this ridge right here. Okay? So we're working in the back loops only, stitching 1 half double crochet in each of the stitches across. I stitched 1 half double crochet working in the back loops only in each stitch across. Okay, we're going to chain 1, which I already did, and turn. And now we're going to stitch again in the back loops only. 1 half double crochet in each of the back loops only. And this is going to give you some ridges to give you a little texture when using your washcloth. Maybe you're using it on your face or on your baby, or, you know, just to clean up with. It's going to give you a little cleaning power because we're going to put some ridges on here. All right. All right, so we're going to stitch 1 half double crochet working in the back loops only in each stitch across, just like we did on this row. So now what we're going to do, we finished this row stitching in the back loops only. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to repeat this row, which is row 12, and we're going to repeat this for 6 more rows. 1 half double crochet working in the back loops only in each stitch across for 6 more rows. I have completed those additional 6 rows, and you can see those ridges. They're on the front and the back, and that gives us a little cleaning power. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to turn our work sideways, and we're going to single crochet evenly down the side, across the bottom, back up, and then across the top. Now, when you're single crocheting evenly down the side, it can be a little bit difficult to know where to put your stitches. So what we're going to do is we're going to try our best to put our single crochets in the sides of those stitches and not the holes. There is not a set number that you need, but you need to go through the stitch on the side and not the holes, if at all possible. And you have to just sort of eyeball it, look at it. Make sure you're not putting them too close and they're bunching up, or not too far away and you have too much space. All right? It's basically just evenly, the best that you can, all the way down the side. And when you get to the bottom, it's really easy because we can stitch in those chain stitches. All right, and that will make it easy across the bottom. And then we'll do the other side, just like we're doing this side. Now, when we get down here where we've changed colors, you can stitch over those a little bit. I like to, because then I can come back in with my needle and weave them in. It just gives you a head start on weaving them in. Alrighty, so I'm just going to work down the side to this corner. So I want to show you how to do the corner. All right, so I stitched over some of that tail. I'm just going to let it drop like I did the pink one, and then I'll come back in with my needle and weave that in. All right, so now I'm heading towards the corner. You know, take a look at your side, make sure it's not bunching up and it's not too far apart between your stitches. And the more you do that, the better you'll get at it. All right, so now I'm in the corner. I'm going to stitch a single crochet. I'm going to chain one, and I'm going to turn, and in that same stitch, I'm going to stitch a single crochet. Now I can just work across the bottom of my stitches. And this is our beginning chain. And this is also part of the reason that I wanted you to stitch that beginning chain just a little bit loose. We don't want it puckering up at the bottom, but we also want to be able to stitch across it and have it be nice and neat. All right, so evenly stitch down the side, single crochets, single crochet, chain one, single crochet, and then single crochet across. And then we'll do up this side what we did over here, making sure single crochet, chain one, single crochet in this corner. Same thing here, and then we have these stitches just to stitch across in, and then we'll do our single crochet, chain one, single crochet, and join back to our first single crochet. All right, so basically we're evenly single crocheting on all four sides of our washcloth and stitching that single crochet, chain one, single crochet in each of the four corners. I have evenly single crocheted all the way around all four sides, placing single crochet, chain one, single crochet in my four corners, and then I join back to my first single crochet. Now I'm finished with this color, and we're going to finish off using purple and white so that it looks similar to this portion. All right, so we're going to bring in the purple, or our color 1. And so basically all I changed was this portion, made it a variegated, which I really like, and this trim. All right, so I've got my purple, or my color 1. I'm going to chain 1. And I did go ahead and weave in a bunch of the ends because they were just getting in my way. All right, so now for this row, all we're going to do is stitch a single crochet in each of the single crochets around. When we get to the corner where we have the chain 1, we're going to stitch a single crochet, chain 1, single crochet in that corner. That's just going to help it move around the corner nice and easily. All right, so again, we're just stitching a single crochet in each of the single crochets around all four sides of our washcloth, and then in that chain 1 space in the corners, stitch a single crochet, chain 1, single crochet. I have completed that row of single crochet all the way around, and then we did single crochet, chain 1, single crochet in our four corners. Then I join back to my first single crochet. Now I'm going to bring in my white, but we're not going to cut off our purple because we'll be bringing in our color 1 after this row to finish off. All right. All right, now we're going to do the fun stitch. This is one I really enjoy. All right, so we're going to go in that first single crochet and stitch a single crochet. We're going to skip the next one, and then in the next one we're going to stitch our shell stitch, which is 2 double crochets, chain 1, and 2 double crochets, 1 and 2. Then we'll skip the next stitch and single crochet in the next. All right, that's our shell stitch. All right, and then we're going to do this all the way around. Skip the next, shell stitch in the next, which is again 2 double crochets, chain 1, and 2 double crochets. Skip the next, single crochet in the next, skip the next, and shell stitch in the next. Skip the next and single crochet in the next. And so that's how we're working our shell stitches, working all the way around our washcloth. Now we're not going to do anything different in the corners. We're just going to keep going. Let me show you. We don't do anything extra for the corner. We just go right around the corner. All right, there's my shell stitch. Skip the next. Whoops. Single crochet in the next. I was going to do another shell stitch, but nope. All right, let's keep going so I can show you the corner. One and two. Skip the next, single crochet in the next, skip the next, and shell stitch in the next. One and two. And see, I'm at that corner, but I don't do anything. I just skip the next, single crochet in the next, skip the next, and then go on and do my shell stitch. So we're just going to work our way around there. We're not going to do anything different in the corners. I have worked my way all the way around doing my alternating shell stitch and single crochet. Now when you get to the end, it may not line up perfectly. Like here's my shell stitch and I have 2 stitches instead of 1 to skip. That's okay. It happens, okay? Because we didn't count because we just evenly stitched around. It's okay if you have to skip 2. Because I'm going to go right to that first single crochet and slip stitch. All right, now that might happen. So don't worry if you have to do that. It's just the nature of how it works. All right, so I cut off my white. So now we're going to do our last row, and we're going to bring back in our color 1, which on mine is my purple. We'll snug everything down. We're going to single crochet in the single crochet and chain 2. Then we'll single crochet in that chain 1 space of our shell and chain 2. Now we'll single crochet in the next single crochet, chain 2, single crochet in the chain 1 space, and chain 2. And this is our last row, and you'll notice that it makes it look like we have little hearts all the way around the edge of our washcloth. And that's why I wanted to do them the same colors as the hearts here, white with the purple edge. And so we've got white with the purple edge. You don't have to do it that way. I just wanted to. Again, you can do these any colors and come up with some fun colors. Find out maybe what their wedding colors are and make some of these for wedding presents. You never know. All right, so we're single crochet, chain 2, single crochet in the single crochet, chain 2, single crochet in the chain 1, chain 2, and on around the edge of our washcloth. So I have finished that trim all the way around the edge. And I'm back over here. Here's my single crochet, chain 2, and then I'm just going to join right to that single crochet with a slip stitch and cut my yarn. All right. Let's go ahead and pull that to the back. There we go for a nice neat finish. And I have a few ends to weave in here. So I have completed the purple, white, and variegated one, and then here's the pink and white one. Super pretty, super fun to make. And once you get past this beginning section here where we do the tapestry hearts, it's really not hard. Just take your time and have some fun. And that's why we wanted to do this one on a Friday Fun Day, because it is really fun, and it's also a great way to learn about tapestry crochet and make something really pretty.